Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Pharma Discussion with Kaji. In today's lecture, we will learn about formulation of pharmaceutical aerosol. This is the fourth part of aerosol system. This topic will be helpful for the BPharm students. We know that aerosol is nothing but the gaseous dosage form, and it can be defined a system that depends on the power of compressed gas or liquefied gas to expel the contents from the container. Pharmaceutical aerosol is defined as aerosol product containing active ingredient, that is API, dissolved, suspended or emulsified in a propellant or a mixture of solvent and propellant, and intended for oral or topical or for the administration into the eye, nose, ear, rectum and vagina. I have divided the chapter pharmaceutical aerosol into many parts. In part 1, we have learned about the background, advantages, disadvantages, components of aerosols, propellants, its type, nomenclature, examples, etc. And this is the YouTube link for video lecture of part 1 of aerosol system. In part 2, we have discussed about the details of nomenclature of few propellants and numerical problem solving on propellant blend using Raoult's law and Dalton's law. The YouTube link for the video lecture is given in green line. In part 3, we have studied about the container, valves and actuator of pharmaceutical aerosol system. And this is the YouTube link for the video lecture of part 3. Today we will discuss about formulation of aerosol system, and this is the fourth part of aerosol system. It consists of two essential components, product concentrate and propellant. Product concentrate consisting of active ingredient or mixture of active ingredients and other necessary agents such as solvents which can dissolve the active ingredients and other components, antioxidant which minimizes the oxidation process, and surfactants which can reduce the interfacial tension. Now propellant. Single or blend of various propellants may be used. Blend of solvents is used to achieve desired solubility characteristics. Various surfactants are mixed to give the proper HLV value for emulsion system, and desired HLV value can be calculated by alligation method. The propellants are selected to give the desired vapor pressure, solubility and particle size. Pharmaceutical aerosols may be dispensed as fine, mist, wet spray form, quick breaking foam, stable foam, semi-solid form and etc. The types of system selected depends on the physical property, chemical property, pharmacological properties of the drugs and site of its application. Now types of system. There are mainly 5 types of aerosol systems: solution system, water based system, suspension or dispersed system, foam system and intranasal system. Under foam system, it is of 4 types: aqueous stable foams, non-aqueous stable foams, quick breaking foams and thermal foams. Now solution system. This system is also known as two-phase system, consisting of vapor phase and liquid phase. If the active ingredient, that is API, is soluble in propellant, no other solvent is required. The vapor pressure of the system is reduced by the addition of less volatile component like ethanol, acetone, propylene glycol, glycerin, ethyl acetate, etc. This results in production of larger particles upon spraying. Amount of propellant may vary from 5% to 95%. 5% propellant is used for foam system and 95% is used for inhalation system. Depending on water content, the final product may be solution or a three-phase system. Solution aerosols produce a fine to coarse spray. Hydrocarbon propellant, that is A70, produces drier particles, while propellant A17 and A31 tend to produce a watery spray. These are useful for topical preparation, packaged in plastic coated glass container. Now, water-based system. Large amount of water can be used to replace all or part of the non-aqueous solvents used in aerosols. It produces spray or foam. To produce spray, formulation must consist of dispersants of active ingredients and other solvents in emulsion system in which the propellant is in the external phase. Since propellant and water are not miscible, a three-phase aerosol forms, that is propellant, water and vapor phases may exist. Ethanol can be used as co-solvent to solubilize propellants in water. It also reduces surface tension, aiding in the production of smaller particles. In this case, co-solvents are also known as mutual solvent. 0.5 to 2% of surfactant is used to produce a homogeneous dispersion. Surfactants with low water solubility and high solubility in nonpolar solvents will be most useful. For example, long-chain fatty acid esters of polyhydric compounds including glycol, glycerol and sorbitane esters of oleic acid, stearic acid, palmitic acid and lauric acid. Propellant concentration varies from 25 to 60%. Aquasol system is the aquasol system dispensing fine mist or spray of active ingredient dissolved in water. No chilling effect. Since only active ingredient and water are dispensed, propellant is in vapor state. Difference between aquasol system and three-phase system is aquasol disperses fairly dry spray with very small particles, non-inflammability of the product. Next is suspension system. Suspension system involves dispersants of active ingredient in the propellant or mixtures of propellants. To decrease the rate of settling of dispersed particle, surfactants or suspending agents can be added. They are primarily used for inhalation aerosols. For example, formulation containing epinephrine bitartrate, sorbitane trioleate, propellant 114 and propellant 12. Epinephrine bitartrate has minimum solubility in propellant system but soluble in fluid in the lungs. Physical stability of aerosol dispersions can be increased by control of moisture content, which should be less than 300 ppm. ppm means parts per million. Reductions of initial particle size to less than 5 micrometer. Adjustment of density of propellant and suspensoid so that they are equalized. By using of dispersing agent, using of derivatives of active ingredient with minimum solubility in propellant system. Physical stability of dispersion system depends on rate of agglomerations of the suspensoid. Agglomeration is accelerated at elevated temperature and it is also affected by particle size of drugs, which is 1 to 5 micron, and it should never be greater than 50 micrometer. Agglomeration results in valve clogging, inaccuracy of doses, and depending on the nature of the active ingredient, it may cause damage to the linear and metal container. Isopropyl myristate and mineral oil are used to reduce agglomeration. Surfactants of HLB value less than 10 are utilized for aerosol dispersion. For example, sorbitan monoleate, sorbitan monolaurate, sorbitan trioleate, and sesquioleate. Surfactants are effective in a concentration of 0.01 to 1%. Next is foam system. Emulsion and foam aerosol consist of active ingredient, aqueous or non-aqueous vehicles, surfactants, propellants, and they are dispensed as a stable or quick breaking foam depending on the nature of the ingredients and the formulation. Next is aqueous stable foam. Total propellant content in this system is usually 3 to 5% W by W or 8 to 10% V by V. As the amount of propellant increases, a stiffer or drier foam is produced. Lower propellant concentration yield water foams. Hydrocarbon and compressed gas propellants are used in this case. For example, formulation consisting of active ingredient, oil waxes, O by W surfactants, water and hydrocarbon propellant ranging from 3 to 5%. Next is non-aqueous stable foam. Glycols such as polyethylene glycols are used in this case. Emulsifying agent is propylene glycol monostearate. For example, formulation consisting of glycol, emulsifying agent and hydrocarbon propellant. Next is quick breaking foam. Propellant is in the external phase in this formulation. When dispensed, the product is emitted as a foam which then collapses into a liquid, specially applicable to topical medication. Surfactants should be soluble in both alcohol and water and can be of non-ionic or cationic or anionic type. For example, formulation containing ethyl alcohol, surfactant, water and hydrocarbon propellant. Next is thermal foam. It is used to produce warm foam for shaving. Used to dispense hair color and dyes but were unsuccessful due to the corrosion problems and are expensive, inconvenient to use and lack of effectiveness. Next formulation is intranasal aerosols. It is intended to deposit medication into nasal passages for local or systemic effect. There are some advantages of intranasal aerosols. These are, it can be delivered in measured dose of the drug, require lower doses compared to other systemic products, excellent depth of penetration into the nasal passageway, it decreases mucosal irritability, it can maintain the sterility from dose to dose, and greater flexibility in the product formulation. These are the references. Thank you for watching. Please like my video and feel free to click the subscribe button and bell icon for more videos. Thank you again.